I'm delighted to be joined by Joe Foley, of course, of Ballyhane stud, and ahead of the second running of the Irish European Breeders' Fund Ballyhane race. Median auction race, over 148,000 to the winner. Joe, second year running. You were obviously the proprietor of Ballyhane stud and the brainchild, the mastermind behind this idea. Tell us how you came up with the idea and why.
Well, we came up with the idea a few years ago to run median auction series and auction series, and there's 50 of those in Ireland this year. And we thought at the EBF governors group that we'd like to have a big high-profile race with a lot of prize money in it, as a big jackpot target for owners of commercially bought and bred yearlings. And that's where this idea came from. And I thought, having sort of built the race from scratch, I thought it'd be a good idea to put my own money behind it and sponsor it under the Ballyhane name.
And Joe, of course, fantastic prize money as well, over 148,000 to the winner, prize money all the way down to the 10th individual, 10th finisher. 24 were declared with 2 absentees, so it's down to 22 runners in the card. So it's a great chance of getting a good pot, isn't it?
Yeah, it gives people a great chance at targeting a big pot, and it's proved. Trainers have told me that it's helping them go to the yearling sales and buy yearlings and get them syndicated or sold to owners with races like this and the other series, the other races in the series to target. There's big prize money in all those other races as well, but obviously huge prize money in this, and I think it's a race that gives people something to target, and I think that's a good thing. This is an exciting sport, and there's 24 people or 22 people now excited to have a runner today, and any one of them can win the first prize, and there's lots of money going down through the card as well.
And we've got a lot of strength and depth in it as well. All the stables are well represented, and it's good to have a good strong English challenge as well. Richard Hannon, Kevin Ryan doubly represented, Archie Watson as well, with a runner over here.
Yeah, I think Brexit's been a bit of a negative.
Tom Dascombe, of course.
Brexit's been a bit of a negative to some British trainers coming, but it's great to see those people going. They're professionals, and they know what 150 grand means to their owners. So it's great to see them here, and they're very welcome. But it's a tight race. It's very competitive. And
some of these horses, they haven't cost a whole pile of money as well, which is the whole idea of this race as well. So for a small outlay, you can win big, 148,000.
Yeah, look, Recurrent Dream is a colt of Ger Limes. He's by one of my stallions, Elzam. He cost 10 grand as a foal. He's running for, as you say, 150 grand today, and he's got a 50 grand bonus attached to him because he's by Elzam. So that's a 200 grand cash pot if he wins today, and I think he's got quite a good squeak. So that's huge for a colt that cost 10 grand as a foal. I mean, anybody can do the maths there.
And just going back to a very relevant point, if a horse, obviously by Elzam, stands with you, if any of your a winner is by one of your own stallions, they get a 50 grand bonus.
Yeah, I'd just put that to a bit of fun to attract the people, or to compensate the people who've supported my sires either in the breeding shed or in the sales ring. Last year, Mooney Esta was third in the original race, the inaugural race of this. She was third in it here last year, and she's become a Group 2 winner now by Dandyman. So it just shows you what the race can throw up.
And the runner-up, of course, Naas, just got chinned in the Group 2 Beresford Stakes on his next start at the Curragh.
Yeah, and it looks a similar sort of a hot contest today. Johnny Murta told me earlier it'll take a group winner to win it. Let's see, the favourite's a listed winner already, an unbeaten listed winner. But it's highly competitive. There's a lot of 2-year-olds fancied here.
And Joe, of course, for the horses that got balloted out basically at the feature event, you have a consolation race as well. Sweet Gardenia won that last year for John Murphy. She went on and won a listed race a couple of days later, a week later in Tipperary.
Yeah, Sweet Gardenia, she was lucky. She got balloted out of the main race last year. Then she went on to win the 50 grand first prize here last year. Then went on, as you say, to win the listed race in Tipperary, and made her a very valuable filly for John Murphy and her connections. So that's just all good news stories coming from this race.
Yeah, well, Joe, it is a great news story. It is a great race. Lots of people target this race, and it's a great incentive when going to the yearling sales for a trainer to try and get an owner involved to target this race. And fair play to you for coming up with the initiative. You're always thinking outside the box, and
doing my best.
Yet again, you've done it again. Joe, thanks for coming over and having a chat with us.
All right, Kevin, thanks. Thank you.
All right. Yeah. Thank you. No, you're grand.